Good day, everyone. Welcome to the Life Investigated podcast today. Are the U.S. politicians doing enough to ensure the United States food supply is secure? And I think my number one answer to that would be no. Most of them are doing nothing. So, as the Chinese Communist Party continues to take over United States commercial farmland, and as they continue to enter into agreements with African nations to produce food for their 2 million plus man military and to feed the Chinese people, obviously, I believe a lot of these steps that the Chinese Communist Party is taking when it comes to food issues and food manufacturing is to ensure that their military doesn't starve to death when they do start to uh, make physical moves into other countries for domination through their military mights. Right now, they have us pretty well subdued already with well, number one, the crook in the White House, and number two, uh, the amount of money that we owe and the amount of property and investments that they have in America all the way around, not just talking about owning commercial food production facilities and farms. But so they're working with Africa. Africa is already shipping food into China. They're working with the Brazilian government with for food production there, trying to take over the food supply that's available there. And we've heard many times what the amount of property that they've already owned in the United States of America. And what are our politicians doing about it? Well, pretty much nothing like they do about everything else. When are we going to get fed up with this? So they get caught up on fake trials, which I get it. It's a travesty for the criminal justice system and certainly the judicial system in America when you see events going on that have no legal standing and due process is denied. And now they're all focusing on this drug heads trial and thinking that by the fact that he's been convicted of something that there's actually going to be any issues for him to have to deal with. That's not going to happen, folks. Hunter Biden was a scapegoat. That's the only reason he was found guilty, because if he had not been found guilty with the sham trials that we've been seeing going on for Trump, well, good day. You talk about an uprising. So they've again sidetracked you, Mr. Joe Citizen, and kind of got the attention focused away from the real issues. So as our politicians keep on dealing with some of these nonsensical issues that either shouldn't be happening or they're going to make no difference in the long run of things. You know, when we are planning life, are we just planning for today? I mean, if you want to plan life out fully, you're going to look to what tomorrow brings also. Does it mean anything that Hunter Biden was convicted yesterday? No. Does it mean something that China is our enemy to this homeland, that they have the power and the might to consume us, most likely? Is that important? Well, then my answer is yes. Is it important that my family may not have enough to eat because there's not enough commercial food production going on in America to feed us? It's going to other countries, or either it's being the farmers are dying out or selling out because they can't make a living at it. And where we're going to go? I mean, are all of you city dwellers, are you going to be able to provide enough food to feed yourself, to feed your family, to feed your community? Most of you wouldn't know how to, even if you had the means to. You got to have land. The one thing about growing crops or producing any kind of livestock is this: you got to have land, you've got to have water, and you've got to have a food source for them. Then beyond that, you've got to have a way to produce, package, and distribute food. So we are not prepared in this country for what's coming. We have all kinds of issues. We have the open border. We have all of these millions upon millions of illegal immigrants. We have terrorists coming in left and right, which we know that's getting ready to come to a head. But we still have to be prepared in other ways. So that I think it was this morning I heard one of our illustrious and useless federal senators, U.S. senators here in Virginia. What was his opening remarks for the day today, and what was he concerned about? He's concerned that the Mountain Valley Pipeline got its permits, and now gas is flowing through it. Gas is flowing through that pipeline. It's done. Why does a U.S. senator have the time to make comment and be concerned about something, a bill that was passed well over, I guess, a year ago now, and the fact that this pipeline is a necessity of infrastructure in this country? And not only that, what's the point in it, Senator? What's the point in making a statement other than you need to raise some money for your possible upcoming campaign or et cetera, or to make yourself look good to the liberal far left fools? What is it? Why do you even waste our time as Virginia citizens and United States citizens? Senator King, why are you even wasting time on that? Why do you even need to make that statement? That shows how out of touch you are with your constituency, as most of you politicians are. There's only a very few politicians in this country that's doing anything to help protect our commercial food supply. So it's time to start petitioning the government, folks. It's time to start petitioning the government. You got to petition these people, even if they're different ideology than you. No matter how far left they are, if they're in office, you've got to put some pressure on them. You got to put some pressure on them. Write them, write them, write them, call them, and call them. Somewhere along the line, we got to start actually being united. It's the Patriot Trainer. I'll see you again.